Welcome in, friends. Thank you for stopping into our studio this morning. I'm going to be finishing this picture right here, the one that I am in the process of explaining how you can do painting for yourself that can be healing and bring you well-being and confidence. And so what I need to do this morning is evaluate just exactly what needs to be done for my sensibility. And if you were doing yours, you would do the same thing. So what is really healing for me in this painting is the fact that this figure is about to get up. You could feel it's really coming out of the earth, being bathed by the nature from above, particularly the light. And so what I want to do is take this part of the painting that I have lifted off and bring some gold into the face to make it look a little more alive, as well as bring some more rays down and perhaps a little bit of fixing over here. So right in here, we see the light is splaying downwards, and so I'm going to just take a little bit of lemon yellow and have this come right down onto the face. Just like that. I can even extend it right into the space below. And then I'll lighten a little bit here just to give a golden tone as well. And that's that. And now over here, I see that I've gotten a few water drops, and so, or maybe that's white paint. So I'm going to first lift off a little bit of paint by activating the surface with water and then pulling off the paint around it. And then I'm going to ask myself, what color do I think I want this part of the body to be? It could be very light like this, or maybe I would like to add a little bit of blue. Now, someone recommended that I actually bend the legs, and that would be a possibility, but at this point in the picture, I think I'll just leave this as it is because I would have to rework a lot of the picture. Right around here, I'm going to just get a little bit more indications into the hand. And very gently bring that hand out of the white area. And then right in here where the yellow goes into the other part of the body, I'm going to also reactivate with warmth, because that just feels lovely. It also kind of softens the look of the figure. I can even come back over that one area where I bathed the figure with light again and again. Now let's look right up here. We kind of see that the light is splaying down from above, so the source of the light would indeed be kind of in the middle of the picture. And so I'm going to just put on a little water and lift, and as you see, I'm lifting and the yellow is revealed from the orange. It's kind of creating a really lovely mountain scene behind there. And we can just go ahead and get some mountains in there, because that's lovely too, by using a little tiny bit of red, smaller brush, and you can see the edges of the mountains here. Looks like Mount Baldy in Idaho, kind of. And then I'm going to just blend that in a little bit so it does get embedded behind the trees. You don't just want to have an outline of mountains, but have them actually work into the tapestry of the color. And over here, it might just kind of fade off. We really don't know what's happening. Maybe there's a little bit of a indication here. If you get a little bit of a water droplet on your painting, there is a way that you can fix it. You could take a bright color such as yellow and work it in to cover that after lifting, or you could do it with blue or green, anything that you want. But those water droplets are sort of something that you want to avoid in your picture. So try to be mindful as you're painting and not have something to fix. But if you do need to, and it's quite often that as artists we feel we do need to fix, there are definitely ways that you can do that. And as you can see now, I'm sort of veiling on top of the watercolor. And if you would like to know more about veil painting, you could look at some of my videos on veil painting, which is dry paper and wet watercolor instead of wet paper and wet watercolor. Over here, we could do a little bit more work on the trees to get them to look a little bit more like they were. And the ones that are in front are going to be the dark ones. And by just adding a little bit of blue over the greens, avoiding the areas where the light is streaming through, I make it look like the trees are in the background. We do want to make sure that the light doesn't get taken away from what we've created. But just accentuating little bits of the greenery behind the streaming light gestures. And just getting little bits of blue, adding it on. Always refreshing, particularly the tops of the trees, or maybe even adding in some new gestures of trees back there. You can always pick up blue from over here and use it in any tree I want. And it is nice to have some of the limbs coming in front of the trees. Now this originally over here was meant to be sort of cliffs, and now it's become a lot more like legs. So let's come back and do a little bit more structure in those with the blue, and we would add a little bit of red on there to get the violet. And maybe even let this go right off the page here. And it's fine for it to be nondescript at the top, let's say. So we don't really know if it's legs or cliff. Same thing with the trunks. We can add in some structure of trunk here. Even this one, remember, that leads right into the arm. And we're embedding this figure right into the nature. just the two colors that I used before. And here we see the depth of rock that we can get. And a little bit more over here. This could be like some sort of greenery. Now you see that I've reworked the painting. I've created some light that bathes the figure in the yellows, and I've also made this cliff-like structure a little less leg-like, which I like. And I've even brought some greens down below, plus a little bit of a sense of mountains back there because I previously lifted off the big mountains that were seeming to appear. The reason I did that is because I wanted there to be more of a sky and then have the light coming from behind the mountains. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it brings you healing, well-being, and confidence. And even if you're doing yours and you say, well, I'm not that pleased with how it came out, don't worry, it's all just a process.